and it's my enormous privilege to introduce you to Pastor Luc Honorat, who hails, as you can see on the screen, from Grand Goave in Haiti, and I'll show you a little bit in a minute where that is in Haiti. I first met Pastor Luc in 2013, and then again in 2014 when I was visiting Haiti. And I became so impressed with him and the work he was doing in Haiti, and in particular his commitment to staying in Haiti at a time when so many were trying to leave. So it's a huge privilege for me, and I believe for the Faraday, to have Pastor Luc with us. We're going to conduct this session as a sort of protracted interview. That will help Luc with his English. Yes. And I always have the highest respect for anyone who can speak a different language to English. So I can't speak Creole, and I'm not very good even at French. So he doubles up on me in his skills in that respect. A few weeks ago, you no doubt heard on the media some alleged comments that the new president of the United States made about Haiti. Such is the climate in which we live nowadays that we cannot be sure that he actually said those things on that occasion. But the evidence, the burden of proof is upon him to prove that he didn't say those things. And if he didn't say them, quite frankly, many other people in the Western world have. I'm not going to use the terms that he used. So I thought we'd just begin this session with flicking through a few photographs of showing you that Haiti isn't that kind of place, and that it is, in fact, a very beautiful place. So here we go. These are just a few glimpses to attract you to go to Haiti for your holidays. This is a school being built high up in the mountains, a state school. That's when you go even higher up in the mountains. This is Jacmel on the south coast, being developed for tourism and for culture, Haitian culture. This is Bassin Bleu, a very popular tourist attraction, where you can swim under the waterfalls and in the freshwater lakes. This, you may recall from yesterday, is in the area where Helena, I was telling you about, lived, or lives. Now, I've put this one up because it gives you just an overview of the fault lines in Haiti. And for Pastor Luc, he lives roughly about there. So not too far away from the actual epicenter of the earthquake. And up there is where Pastor Luc and I conducted our first interview. Pastor Luc, welcome to Cambridge. We heard a little bit last night about your early life and your coming to Grand Goave and the school and the children's home. I'd like to take you now, and I appreciate that this isn't an easy thing for you even still. I'd like to take you back to that Tuesday, January the 12th, and to ask you what you were doing on that day before 4:53 in the afternoon. What were you doing that day?
The First of all, I would like to very humble and thank all of you to allow me to come in the midst of you. And I really learn lots. I don't come to teach, but I come to testify as a witness of that earthquake in Haiti and different kind of trial. Because I got kidnapped in Port-au-Prince and God released me. And I have quite a few great invention with him. If I could read 3 verses, if you could put them in over there for me, please. That will be James chapter 1, verse 3 to 4. If I could read it.
Mm-hmm.
Consider it a pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face the trial of many kind, but because you know that the testing of your faith produce perseverance, and let the perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lack anything. That day, the Sunday, I was have a great service. Sunday was 8 January. And I did have 2 members of my church in Fauché, another little town. Fauché. They told me they are very sick and they're in a Leogan hospital. Mm-hmm. And I said that, and after the church over there, I said, I will be in Leogan hospital to see both of them on Monday. Mm-hmm. And the Monday, I was so busy. Somebody invited me to some other meeting, and I missed that. And Tuesday, January 12th, in the evening, I took my pickup truck and another friend of mine with me, and I drive to Leogan to see those 2 people. And when I closed by the hospital, and my phone rang, and then somebody who was in the church Sunday was visit us, don't know where I am. Mm-hmm. And he said, Pastor Luc, I was heard you said you're going to visit Sister Itajan in the hospital in Leogan. So this morning, they sent her home. Oh, I said I will go and see Pastor Joas. And he said both of them sent home this morning. And I turned around. Mm-hmm. And then, in the middle of the way, and I heard such a big noise, and it shook.
What sort of a noise was it? Try and describe it.
I could describe it because the first time I've been to an earthquake, I never thought about this. Mm-hmm. And such a big loud noise, and then shaking, and my car just fly like this. And this thing come in my mind, I said, oh, that is a time to go home. I think it's a robbery of the church. I am going to the heaven.
So you thought the Lord had come to get
Yes, this is what my faith. And very quick, something come on my mind that said that truck not going to go anywhere. and I turned the car off, and I stay beside the highway, and I see smoke everywhere, and people yell, and people run out of the highway, blocking the arm. And I said, what it is? I don't know if it's an earthquake yet. And I said, what it is? But as I don't see any wind or winds, I said, that might be an earthquake. And I stayed there for a while, and all electric line break. And that hospital collapsed.
Wow.
Everybody got killed. If I don't get that phone ring, I will be inside the hospital and dead. One just called by an angel, get me safe.
It's worth saying that Liagan, which is virtually the epicenter, it was discovered of the earthquake, was 90% destroyed. So what did you do then?
And then I stand and then drive back home. And all the way, and I see people, I put them in my car. They said to me they want to go to hospital, and I drive them. Until I got across my compound.
Did you find a hospital that wasn't damaged?
Almost the hospital got damaged, but Grand-Grove Hospital was okay.
It was okay. Uh-huh.
I dropped some people there and come back home.
Mm-hmm.
When I come to the gate, and I see everything collapse. My church is shaken, the wall is shaken. And I did have 9 young girls clean a guest house upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, let me just put another slide up to give you an idea. This is Pastor Luc's compound after it had been rebuilt. Whoops, sorry. And that is your temporary church.
Yeah, that's
is
my
that you remember that?
Yes, I remember. So,
okay.
So, and then when I got in, oh, that was disastrous.
Mm-hmm.
The kids, all the kids was in the dining room, and 9 young girls upstairs and clean the guest house. The kids was just get out maybe 5 or few seconds from the supper, eating the supper. And that building collapsed. 9 of those girls, we found them out of the wall in the big field garden.
Mm-hmm.
No door on that side is a wall upstairs. We don't know how those girls safe.
Mm.
One young girl, 14 years old, was on the dining room.
In the dining room.
In the dining room.
Right.
There's a concrete roof.
Uh-huh.
That roof collapsed. And that girl, you could see her and you can see the concrete roof, and she in the middle.
So it collapsed on her?
Yeah, and you see the little hole, and you see all the iron bars like that.
The rebar.
Just the rebar,
Yeah.
just her head get through. And she's stuck right there in that little hole. And she called, Papi, save me. And I run and pull her out. When I can't get her out, I feel something go out of me. And we take big hammer and break the concrete. We thought all her leg, her waist is break. We get her out safe.
No damage.
No damage. The kid was so scary. My wife was in the yard. They jump on her and get her naked. They're so scary. That day, I will never forget it. It was a great testing. It was a great testing. Like I read, God, when we go to the trial, it tests our faith. The faith comes by hearing the word of God. The faith is a knowledge, which is we know God is there for us. Most of the time, as human being, God is more close to us than
And your suit.
our suit. You know. One thing I will always say when we testing when our faith, which is a trust in God, testing. Because Jesus said is take our course and follow him. And as we know the faith come by hearing is the word of God. Word from the John first. The word is from the beginning, the word was God. That let all of us know God is right there for us. In the midst of those testing and the trial.
When the earthquake happened and you came back and you found your school and your children, as you said, scared, frightened, what did you do? I mean, this was, by the time you got back, would have been, what, 6 o'clock?
Yes, around 6 o'clock.
Around 6 o'clock. And by that time, the light would have been beginning to fade, or was it still light?
Oh, there's a little light.
Uh-huh. What did you do? You've had all this damage. Where did you go?
Oh, before my wife passed away, 2007, she was so sick. We used to live in the 1,200 square feet house, packed like sardine. Even my bedroom used to have 4 bunk bed. If I have to kiss my wife, I have to stay very late because kids are everywhere. And then sometimes kids can pretend sleep, they not. You have to check, sometimes I check their eyes. After she saw, but 2000, we moved to a new company. I took a little room and I gave all the rest to the kids. 60 some kids. After she got so sick, we bring her back from Canada after the surgery, and then she told me, bring her to her own little house. She cannot endure all this movement in that company. But she was telling me, make sure, before she passed away, she told me, make sure you keep my kids in that house. That day, the kids was in the house, that I was shook. The whole wall fell, but got the whole house for my kids. That night, I took all of them to the children home yard because all the wall, everything collapsed. I cannot leave those kids alone. I took all of them and moved to the children home yard. And everybody joined me in the area.
In the whole, this is from
Yes,
Gonguave.
exact from the Gonguave.
Right.
Lots, more than 1,000 people joined me in the one soccer field I have in the front gate. So we spent, I think, those maybe 4 or 5 weeks sleep
In the open air?
in the open air. All the neighborhoods joined me. They tried to make some effort. The singing, but at midnight, that Thursday, that was a big
Aftershock.
shock. And all of them would run to me. And one name they mentioned, Jesus. Yeah.
There were 52 aftershocks, quite serious aftershocks, in the first 2 weeks following the earthquake. So you had this constant momentum of the earth moving. I mean, what effect did that have upon these crowds of people?
You know, I wish to have another earthquake
Wow.
because those people pretend they are voodoo. They pretend they believe, they have another beliefs. But everybody, even those voodoo priests, call in one name after those aftershock. Any aftershock, boo, they call it Jesus.
Right.
And then every morning, I wake up and I sing and I make altar call and people just kneel down with tears, thirsty, because they think Jesus will come. I have my shirt back every Sunday until 3 months. They say, it's not Jesus coming.
Right.
I start to lose some members.
So for 3 months they were convinced Jesus was coming.
Yes, they convinced something serious.
So you had the biggest congregation
Oh,
you'd
yes.
ever had. Perhaps this is an opportune moment, Luc, if you can, to just explain to us what voodoo is and how voodoo works.
You know, voodoo is a witchcraft. As though our forefather, you remember when the Columbus get to Haiti, he found those Indian guys. They used to work, not work hard, used to do light thing, fishing, and he worked them very badly to dig the gold. And then all of them died and went to Africa to get a forefather.
So these are the Taino Indians, the
Yeah.
original, who were
Original
worked,
Indian.
and they were They died
died
either
and
from.
kill them all.
Yeah.
I work hard
So then they go to Africa to
to
begin
get
the slave
the
trade.
slave.
Right.
And those guys get to Haiti with the Spanish people, and then they don't let them worship the God. They said the black men don't have any soul.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come to church, we hold the horse outside. And then, men made to worship. As they cannot worship the true God, they seeking for the intercessor from Africa.
Right.
That's the voodoo. I come with a long, long voodoo line. My father, voodoo priest. The father of my father was a voodoo priest. My mom was a voodoo priest. So that make me know both the power. And I already went maybe 10 voodoo priests for the Lord, because I know how to deal with them. That's it.
When the earthquake happened, as we already heard yesterday, as often happens when disasters take place, there's always someone somewhere who thinks they know exactly why it happened. And there was a number of, it has to be said, Christian individuals in other countries who thought they knew why the earthquake happened to Haiti and so many of the people died. And the explanation was suggested that this was all due to the pact that the Haitians made with the devil back in 18.
Yeah, I remember a first preacher from United States. I forget his name. He said that that earthquake happened to Haiti because we are all the bunch of devil. So worship Satan.
So you're very naughty people in Haiti.
But this earthquake, for me, and then I heard lots of different. They even said that is some big gun. That's tried by USA. But we learn from Bible, different earthquake, like all those great teacher that make me more strong to get the kick devil but when I got back to Haiti, because I learned a lot. But I believe that earthquake is just, it tests lots of us, because the voodoo priest get killed, the pastor killed too. We did have a pastor from Church of God in Port-au-Prince that was a big bishop, big the tank full of water fell on him,
All right.
and he did. So not only voodoo, for us is just something, is a natural disasters.
Yeah. Yes, this point you make about the indiscriminate nature. I remember when I was doing interviews in Leogane, a number of people, and not just in Leogane, but in other places, were actually come home from work, and before they went home, they went to prayer meetings, and they were killed in the prayer meetings.
Yeah.
Buildings collapse upon them.
And that gives us lots of example. I have two nephews in Port-au-Prince. Go to school. One live with me both of them live with me for all the life. They was eating together lunch. One go to school, to the college. And when the time, around 5 o'clock, he's supposed to get a teacher. That teacher don't come, and he went to church. And that earthquake get him at the church. The other one stay in the house, and that house sank. We don't even find his body.
No. So these are not exceptional
No.
examples that Pastor Luc is talking about. These were routine as a consequence of that horrible event. Pastor Luc, you've already alluded to the fact that members of the community came into to seek your help and so on from Grand Goave generally. As time went on, how long did it take before outside help reached you? Because you're 50 kilometers from Port-au-Prince?
So after the earthquake, we go to Port-au-Prince, look seeking for food.
Mm-hmm.
No food. We because all store.
Sorry.
No food. That was another trial.
Yeah.
We can't find the food. We can't find water until after 5 days.
5 days.
5 days. Our storage collapsed. We can't go in. After 5 days, we got some food from the Marine, American Marine. I don't know how they're searching for us. They see Rebecca blog.
Rebecca is Pastor Luc's daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
And she was keeping a blog continually as the earthquake was taking place and unfolding.
And they're seeking for us, and finally get to my yard. Those Marine guys come.
So the Marines, these were American Marines or Canadian Marines?
I think American Marines.
Right. And they had landed where? They'd come in by
They
sea?
come by the sea.
Uh-huh.
Big boats in the ocean.
Right.
And then they come to our yard and we have a great talk to them. Then they promise they will give me some food.
Mm-hmm.
I got two empty container. And I said to them, they fill it. I said to them, will you allow me to share the food with all my community?
Right.
And they said yes. They said they promised they will keep my container full. And I start to share the food on different station. I make different station.
In different stations
Different
through the
station
town.
and different area.
Right.
And I keep hold the phone to call, and we can share the food at one time. The people who get from that location can't come to this.
Yeah.
So we really that blessed by those Marine, and we share the food to all the community.
Now, some people might say, well, where was your government? Why didn't you get any help from your government?
Those, I remember when Breval said, when they interviewed him, he said, even my palace collapsed, which means he's in dangerous too.
Sure.
So he don't have anything to give us.
Preval was the president at the
President
time.
Preval.
Yeah.
So if the president is dangerous, all of us have to look to the Lord.
Yeah.
Look to God and look to each other.
So the president's palace was destroyed. There were a whole load of United Nations personnel in a meeting in the palace at the time, and they were killed. 28 of 29 government ministries were effectively rendered ineffective. Now, you're not just pastor of a church, but you also have, if I may use the term, a reputation in the area and in the town. As the aftermath of the earthquake unfolded, what did you find your significant role to be in the community generally?
In Grand Goave, I am a leader, not only pastor. I am a servant of all. I serve my community.
Why do you do that? Why don't you just stick with your church? And
Why? Yes, but you cannot win the people if you don't love them. You can hurt me, harm me in my compound, you save. You get safe.
Yeah.
If you hurt me in the street, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because all those gangs love me.
Mm-hmm.
When they come to me for anything, if I don't have it, the time they come, I'll tell them, wait for me next week. And I will take care of them. I serve my community. I serve Haiti. I have altogether in the Grand Guave area 7 churches.
All right.
My name is well present in that area.
Mm-hmm. I want to turn now to another complicated area of Haiti. Before the earthquake happened, Haiti was already known as the Republic of the NGOs. You had all these non-governmental organizations already in Haiti. When the earthquake happened, the number of those almost doubled, as I understand it. And the United Nations were already there with their peacekeeping force, MINUSTA. So, correct me if I'm wrong, certainly when I was there, I got the general impression from Haitian people that they felt they had been invaded and occupied, either by MINUSTA or by NGOs. What is your view on that and the role of international organizations, non-governmental organizations in Haiti, and indeed of the United Nations?
United Nations, for me, the minister does military. They just run around eating a goat, especially in Leogan. They think we have wild goats. We don't.
Yeah.
Any goats you see in Haiti belong to someone. They just run around, go to the beach. They don't do much. They don't do really much. They could see somebody rob you, and they don't care. They kidnapped me in the front of
Who kidnapped you?
some gang.
Right.
I was on my way from Port-au-Prince and get to Carrefour. 2 young men pulled a gun and jumped in my car, put gun in behind my head, and told me, turn your car toward Port-au-Prince. And then I feel so much power. And then my nephew was driving me. And I used to tell him, if anything happened to us, like kidnapping or whatever, so don't you never give the car, the control to anybody. If we have to run them to the ocean, we drive. Run them over the cliff, we drive. Because those guys don't have a soul. If they die, they just die like a donkey. But if we die, we go to the heaven. So, and then, those guys knew me. They said, when I said, what happened? They said, Pastor, look, you don't have to scare it. Nothing will happen to you. And I hang there. Because if those guys said, nothing will happen to me, I hang to that, nothing will happen to me. And my nephew to turn the car and then to flow a car in that one ditch. And they said, oh, we're going to shoot both of you after a few seconds. And one van turned in front of us, and the guy turned a car off. And I looked my nephew, and he knew what I said. He turned the car on. And we said, we're not going to go anywhere with you. We have to drive a car. We're not going to give it to you. And we're so serious. We did have another young man behind me, he's passed out. But me and the driver, we like a bull. And then that van full of gang follow us too.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to transfer us to that van. And I said, no, we will drive. And they said, okay, follow the van. That van full of military.
Military?
Yes, that's just gang. We've gone. And we follow. I can't speak with my driver, but anytime I look at him, he knows what I say.
Mm.
And we follow. When I close to a Coast Guard camp, and I look at him, he knows what I say.
Mm.
I said to him, if you got, and God keep the traffic heavy.
Mm.
And I said to him, if you keep follow those guys, I will open my door and get out. And we follow. When he get to the Coast Guard gate, and he turned to the gate, and the guy who was hold the gun and his head just grabbed the wheel. And we go like this, and minister all of it.
Mm.
Look to us. And then finally my nephew put his feet in the gas and we missed the gate, the enter of the Coast Guard. We hit the electric post. We cut it. We run to Coast Guard wall. Boom! And those ministers all over.
Mm.
And those guys took my purse. Then they just jumped and ran
They disappeared.
to that van. They go walk and those ministers should get them.
But they just watched.
They just watch.
Mm-hmm.
For the NGO,
Mm.
we have lots of NGO. Some big guys, big NGO don't waste nothing. Some of them. They just buy nice car and waste money. If I could say the good NGO, that one, Samaritan Purse
Samaritan First, right.
is a great one. They really helped me. When I start to rebuild my church, my friend Roberts come with a big backhoe and dig all my pillar. Then when I have to put roof over my church, they give me all the scaffold. Some of them really, really help. But those big ones like Red Cross, that don't really help. But they just tell us what to do. Like I have one come to my yard, was Tedesum. I have over 2,000 to 5,000 people in my yard. They told me they're going to dig 10 feet toilet
Right.
for me. And I said, for how many days? For how many days that's going to fill? They said 10 feet, we can dig only 10 feet. I said, no, I don't want 10 feet. I will wait until God give me the proper toilet.
Right, I think that is an appropriate time to stop and also now to open it up for questions to Pastor Luc. If any of you have any questions that you feel I haven't covered, that you would like to know more about, or if you want to develop anything that Pastor Luc has said, then it's over to you. Linda, can...
So, Pastor Luc, the next time there's an earthquake in Haiti, how do you think the church should prepare itself? How do you think the government of Haiti should prepare itself? How should NGOs respond differently to be more effective?
So NGO have to sit together, all of them, to have one agenda with Haitian people. They don't have to come and give us what they want to. All those NGO will be more effective if they join all Haitian in this community and work alongside of us. For those churches, we have too much division between the churches. We could elected our own president if we are all together. We could elected a man of God to lead Haiti, because this is what we all need. Those voodoo guys, very corrupt. They are parliament, all of them, they are voodoo. So to make a change in Haiti, if we have to make a change, the church should unify.
You've mentioned voodoo, and you've just mentioned that that extends into the hierarchy, if you like, the political hierarchy as well, and their use of voodoo in making political decisions, yes, and so on. As far as they
took the voodoo as a culture.
Yeah.
As you remember, when they are fighting against the French or the Spanish, and the voodoo priests, those guys just desperately need to be free.
Yeah.
But the French, one of the voodoo priests called Bookman,
yeah,
make a big voodoo ceremony and kill a pig and drink the blood of the pig. And then they dedicate the country to Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And that give all those politicians the view, a choice. The Satan help them free.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Those just desperately want to be free, sure, of the slave. They fight with the heart.
Sure.
But that make most of politicians, all of them, the voodoo. No, we just have one pastor in this year in Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy, he's a senator from the Jack Mill.
Right. Have you ever heard the expression to shoot oneself in the foot? Do you understand what I mean when I use
Shoot?
that? Shoot yourself in the foot.
And the foot.
It means you do the most damage to yourself rather than to other people. Because you've got your gun, and instead of
shoot yourself,
you shoot yourself in the foot.
This is the English side.
This is a saying.
A saying.
A saying.
English side.
Yeah, we also are very good at shooting ourselves in the foot
we
as
try.
well.
We all do so. For the voodoo, if I could speak about myself and all my family, I remember I went my father for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
After I come to the Lord, and then because the problem is in Haiti, those Christians think they are superior of the voodoo guys. We cannot win somebody if we don't love them. I remember when I see my dad getting old, and I went to get him for the Lord, get him served. And I prayed for my family for 7 some years. 1986, I went to Buva, and I see my dad, and I told him, you give everything you have to the Satan. You dig a hole, you bury your chicken, your cow, lovely. You hang them to the trees, and you second them for poverty. Now is the time to turn your back on Satan and with Jesus. And he got mad. When he got mad, I know what I deal with. I went away and prayed and love him. Because when I come to Buva, another preacher, I used to go and preach in his church, he told me, you can't sleep at your father's house. He's a voodoo priest. I said, he's my father. He's a human being. How I can win him if I don't show him the love of God? And I went away and prayed and come back and tell him more about God. Finally, a little bit shake. He said to me, if I come to your Jesus, what will happen to my people? Because in that little area, no hospital, nothing there. Even though if a woman have to give birth to baby, he know how to deliver them. He think he's a big guy in the area. And I look him in his eyes, and I said, Jesus could do way better than you. And I said, and I see a little bit shake. I said to him, if you get scary, I could go out and invite all your voodoo following to your yard, and I can preach the gospel to them. And he said, okay. That was a Friday evening. I went out, and I said to all the area, we have a big feast Saturday evening in my dad's yard. Will you come? And I invite them all. They come that Saturday, and I sing and lift the Jesus up high and let him shine. Finally, my dad with tears, my mom, my oldest brothers, all those voodoo following, kneel down and I pray for them. And next day we tore down the voodoo temple. I put the church in the same spot. Change darkness from the light. I come with a very thick darkness. And I know what is darkness. I know what is light. And I love those darkness to bring them in.
Thank you very, very much, Pastor Luc.
You're welcome.
Thank you very, very much. And perhaps we could all thank Pastor Luc in the usual way.
I could thank you for allowing me to come. Thank you.